Hello, everybody. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signorin. This one's troubling. I'll be honest. Let me give you some broad comments before I get into more spoiler comments, because it's hard to just talk about this without really just getting into the episode. And we're 5 episodes in, so you should be watching it before you watch reviews, or you're just not watching. So I'm going to assume most of you have watched. But before I spoil, really get into it, this episode, episode 5, is potentially for me the moment when the show might have jumped the shark. And to give some preface, last night's Nerd Wars with Dick Masterson, who did an amazing fight that surprised me, I'll be honest. There's a lot of jokes, but he made some points that have stuck with me. We asked, is the Mandalorian bad for Star Wars? And I thought, this is going to be fun. He'll make some jokes. But he made some very strong arguments, if you really listen past the jokes. There's some stuff happening on the show now that I'm starting to be like, well, wait a second. What is the direction? There's a difference between your hero being... there's a difference between him being flawed hero or just an idiot. And now I'm wondering, is the Mandalorian just a flawed character who's a badass, or is he kind of an idiot? It's sort of the whole question of, does the Emperor actually have any clothes? It's like, I'm starting to wonder, well, what is the point of all of this? And I'm going to break down sort of why I'm getting to that now, and some of the TV tropes that are now starting to like rear their head up more. And I think, as Dick put it last night on Nerd Wars, which I highly suggest you go watch. It's definitely the best one. It was Dick versus Boogie, and they had a Francis character. It was fun. Go check it. I'll put it at the end of this video so you can watch it next. But as he said, to quote him, the Mandalorian is like the rebound after being in an abusive relationship. Everything's just like, whoa, it's so cool. And then you quickly get into it and you realize, well, this one's not that good either. I should probably take some time for myself first before I jump into something serious. And that's what I think's happening. I'm realizing, was I just watching this so excited as a fan to finally see someone care and do some cool stuff? And have I been ignoring sort of a slow build to potentially nothing? As I sort of really feel like the closest comparison I'm starting to feel like with the show, and I'll break down why, but it feels like I'm on the Star Tours ride, which is like, it's cool. There's 86 adventures, but at a certain point, it's the same seats, it's the same screen, it's the same up and down, and you're like, okay, yep. Oh, we're going to Jakku this time. Cool. It's kind of like when we went to Tatooine. All right. Oh, there's R2. Cool. He was there last time too. It's starting to feel like we're just going by, like in this episode particularly. This episode has 3 things Star Wars fans would just love. We've got Tatooine. We've got Tusken Raiders. We've got higher ground. Oh my gosh, this should have been amazing. But why did it just feel like a... All right, let me get into spoilers. Now that I got all that out of my system and my overview, I want to break down why I'm going this unpopular opinion. Who knows? Maybe others. I haven't watched other people think. I do my own views. But this episode particularly. Okay, so we got... it starts with the... I'm trying to show clips, but I don't want to show clips. It starts with that battle in space. They're flying around. There's one clip I'm going to have to show. But they're in... I think I have it here. Yeah, so he's going around in the space scene, just like, here's some budget. Here's them... see, he does fly around too. Here's a spaceship battle because it's Star Wars. We got to give you something. Some random bounty hunters find him now. Like, everybody's found him. He's on the run, and no, he can't seem to get away from anybody. But some guy's shooting at him and damages his ship because he's not a good pilot either. He's not good at being a bounty hunter and escaping. He's not good at flying. We've proven last week that Gina Carano kicked his butt, and he's not the best at fighting. So there's a lot. He's a lot of flaws he's working on. But this sort of open with the sort of spaceship battle just felt like, okay, we need to have something really eye-poppy at the beginning, and then let's get to the real story, because he takes that guy out pretty quick, and then it gives him a point. And this moment here was probably... let me say this. Let me say before I even get to this. I love Amy Sedaris. Strangers with Candy. Like, she's a great author. She's a great actress. Funny. Like, I think she's great. I'm a fan. I did not like her in this. I did not like her. And I didn't realize it was her at first. And I was like, who is this terrible actress overdoing it? Like, she's like the first time where it's like a comedic actor showed up and just was, I'm doing a character. Yeah, I'm in Star Wars, me. And it was completely out of place, and it felt like the wacky junkyard owner in a bad TV show. And so far, I didn't really notice that happening in Mandalorian, but this was the first time where she comes in and you're like, whoa, who greenlit this? I want to sort of show, because it was pretty immediate that this sort of happens. Listen.
No better. I think you were in a shootout. Special tool for that one. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to rotate that. You got a fuel leak? Look at this. This is a mess. How did you even land? That's gonna set you back.
I've got 500 Imperial credits.
That's all you got?
She's just over the top, and then there's a thing about the robots, and it just I can't get the exact moment. Yeah, there we go.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, you got a lot of carbon scoring building up top.
I'm not a fan. It was an immediate moment of character acting, and then we go into Tatooine, where it's like, ooh, all right, we're in Tatooine, interesting. He goes into Maz Eisley, but it was particularly this moment where Baby Yoda is left in the ship again, and I love Baby Yoda. It's really well done, the effects, everything. But there's two big problems I have, but I just want this scene to play out because this moment of.
Bounty hunter leave you all alone in that big nasty ship? How do I know what it is? Give me a second. All right. Would you like some food? Are you hungry? Okay. Fetch us something to eat. Quick.
Okay, so then you can imagine it becomes, she's got to babysit the baby, which is such a sitcom trope. But this whole thing just frustrated me. The music, ding, 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 ding. Oh, there's a baby, and the mean junkyard lady's gonna have to become a nice mom. And I hated it. I hated it. And what I hate even more is, and this is a trend that TV shows do a lot, when TV shows introduce babies, it completely ruins the show. It's just always happens. Like, you think about the baby Judith in Walking Dead, the baby that never cries in a zombie apocalypse and is just always just sort of forgotten about as everyone's running around and never it's, there's a baby. But let's not worry about the baby. They do this on shows all the time. I watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which I actually like on Amazon. It has its moments, but she's like this comedian character, and I love when she does the comedian stuff, but she's got two kids at home that she never watches. And one of them's a baby. And it's like, you can't just leave babies around. Like, you have to actually be around. Like, babies are very, needy. And so when babies are, added to a story, you can't just be like, the writer's just like, oh, it's going to be cute, we'll have a baby. And then they completely forget that they have a baby. And then they just move on to their story. And it really just bothers me. And look, I've ignored it for 5 episodes, but tonight was the first episode. Because not only is it just the safety issue of leaving a baby alone in a spaceship that the Mandalorian is just now done constantly. Let's ignore the safety thing. The dad and me will shut up and say, Andy, who cares? Fine, who cares? He's a bounty hunter, guys. This is the most valuable person in the universe. And he has literally left his union. He's revolted, and everyone is after him because he took this baby. And he's leaving it on spaceships with random junkyard ladies? That's not a flawed character. That's a stupid character. That is lazy writing, and that's my first point. I'm like, oh my God, we got the hokey sitcom character shows up, or Amy Sedaris. Sorry, Amy Sedaris, I love you, but for me, it did not work. And then you have another moment where this Mandalorian is like, yeah, I'm not even going to tell you there's a baby. I'm just walking away. I'm leaving this very expensive, dangerous thing that I risked my entire career and life on. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm going to assume no other bounty hunters are looking for me and might find my ship and just walk on and take it. I'm just going to go over here and do something else. Guys, this is stupid. Is this character actually smart and good at his job, or is he a moron? I really want to figure this out now. Now I'm worried. Because I wasn't. I thought, okay, he's cool. He's badass. And then last week, I was like, I forgave it. I'm like, all right, cool. He got beat up by Gina Carano very easily. Okay, but that makes him realistic, right? And she's tough too. All right, cool. And now it's like, what are we doing? What's going on? This was really, really, really poorly written. And then as if that wasn't enough on this episode, then we have to go meet probably the worst actor in Star Wars history. This now, it's starting to feel like a bad CW show. This actor, Jake Cannavale, who was in Nurse Jackie, was one of the most generic, poorly cast soap actors I've ever seen.
You needed work. How long you been with the guild?
long enough.
Clearly not. Fennec Shand is an elite mercenary. She made her name killing for all the top
He's
guys
like
in
pretty
the
boy, terrible actor.
including the Huts. If you
The
go after
character's
him,
like poorly cast.
he won't make it past
He's
summer.
like, oh, he's so tough. He's not tough at all. He's like some little wimp.
This is my first job.
Oh, it's his first job. Let's
You can
feel
keep
bad.
the money, all of it. I just need this job to get into the guild.
He's terrible. He's terrible. He's terrible. Sorry, I thought I had it playing while I was talking. This guy is terrible. Look at the scene again. It's like this acting is so stiff and oh, it's
This is my first job.
he's
You can
trying
keep the money,
way too
all of
hard.
it. I just need this job to get into the guild.
Okay, I hated this guy, and what's frustrating is if you go later and you watch the fan art, which this is becoming the best part of the show, is like, oh, what could have been all these moments, but they like have this like these great shots where it looks like Orlando Bloom's on the bike, like the vision of what this episode should have been like directed as and done and cast. Clearly, they didn't have the means to pull off. And then even you watch the next, like these photos are just way. I mean, this is just a normal, but one more is coming up next, where you just get this tone that the episode did not have the dramatic chops to pull off. Like this scene was not in this episode, even though it was. Like this scene was not there. Like this terrified, cool junkyard casting lady, and then like a guy who actually looks the part. It's just like a little older and just clearly like, oh, I'm a jerk. You know, I'm a jerk, and don't surprise. This is not what the episode was. This scene was done in a jokey, terrible way, and it ruined it. It completely ruined the show. We go from that to this, like. She doesn't even look scared. She's like, what am I doing in a Star Wars show? He's all nervous, and it's too dark, and it's just a stupid standoff that means nothing. And then Yoda rolls away after he shoots him, and there's just no fear, scariness, or surprise in this moment at all. I didn't worry for Baby Yoda. I didn't worry for anything. This was a generic tropey TV ending, and it's like, of course, he's got some weapon, it's going to blow the guy up, and then, oh, he's dead. And then, beyond that, the whole episode just gives us the mission where they go together to stop Ming-Na Wen, who's like another badass mercenary character who shoots him several times. He's literally in the middle of the desert, sort of not realizing that his target could be out there, and he's just easily shot multiple times. There's just so much of this show where I'm just like, he's a terrible bounty hunter. Everyone's better than him. Good thing he bought that armor, which he explains. The plot armor is now what it is. And then we meet her, and then she's dead, and it takes forever for her to sort of tell her his plan. And this guy, oh my God, he's the worst. I'm sorry. Don't mean to be such pile on, but I was not a fan of this actor. A better actor. It's like that scene in Wayne's World 2. I think it was 2, where they're like at the gas station. He's like, I know we have to have this scene, but can we get a better actor for it? And then they wheel in Charlton Heston. He's like, Bourbon Street. Yeah, I once knew a girl there. It's a freaking great scene in that movie. But it's the point. A good actor elevates material. Bad soap TV actors just take it down. And this is probably a budgetary thing, because I'm shocked they couldn't. Why aren't they getting like bigger names to show up for like a 2-day guest spot on The Mandalorian? Disney probably doesn't want to pay for it, but that would have taken this up to another level and actually brought in really cool people. Like, who else are Star Wars fans out in the world to be like, yeah, want to come be a character and die in a thing? I don't know. I can't believe Favreau couldn't call up some more favors to be like, yeah, hey, show up for a 2-day role on The Mandalorian. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's millions of actors in town. This guy should not have been this character. Anyway, to wrap up sort of where the show goes, we have the scene where then this took forever to get to, but again, she's more of a badass than the Mandalorian because she sort of talks him and gives a pretty good explanation as to why he should double cross him. And then I gave the show props when they shot her, because I was like, oh man, they brought in her and then they killed her off. Okay, well that was ballsy. That's realistic of a show like this, or the world like this. But then at the very end, we get that little tease of, oh nope, we're gonna go get her, and someone's waking her up, saying we don't know if it's the Mandalorian or could be Carl Weathers, or maybe it's finally what's his name, Gus Fring, who's in this too. I forget his from what's his name from Breaking Bad? Why am I blanking on his name? He's a great actor. Giancarlo Esposito. I know he's in this for a minute. Moff Keaton. So someone's going to bring back Ming Na, which I guess that's why she got cast. And that's annoying to me. I like that they killed her off. That was the one thing I liked, and then they just sort of went against it. So overall, this episode, again, as I'm going to my notes here, sort of make sure I got everything out of my chest. Look, the Tatooine, the Tusken Raiders, all those moments, cool. I need more than that. I need more than just like, oh, Jawas are back. Oh, cool. All right, cool. Oh, I remember that one. Yeah. And now I feel like this episode, they were resting on a lot of like, this one's going to be cool because this is the Tusken Raider one. Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, we're going to Tatooine. Fans are going to love this one. Oh, yeah, then we'll meet Ming-Na Wen. Yeah, cool. That's enough, right? We don't really need to like do anything else important for the story, right? Aside from just literally nothing in this story was necessary. Nothing in this episode advanced the plot. If anything, it took us a couple steps back because it made our character look like an idiot. We met someone who then he kills, who was unimportant and never needs to be mentioned again. And then we learned that he keeps leaving the baby there, which he should have learned last week when the bounty hunter almost shot Yoda in the head and he didn't even save it. Gina Carino saved him. So, I mean, like, how many times can we forgive the Mando for not doing what he's supposed to do? Like, is he John Wick or not? Sure looks like he's not a John Wick. Sure looks like he's a complete opposite John Wick. John Wick would take the Mandalorian out in a second. Like, he wouldn't even have a chance to go up against John Wick. And that's what's frustrating. Like, a flawed John Wick gets hit. John Wick gets hit a lot, and we still root it. And then by chapter 3 of John Wick, I'm starting to be like, all right, what's going on? This is getting too crazy. But, I mean, Mandalorian was having John Wick vibes in the beginning, and now they're starting to really... The flaws are turning into really, really big problems in my eyes. And this episode was just pointless. There was nothing of value aside from, okay, we met Ming-Na Wen, and she's not dead. That's really and his ship got hit. He stopped somewhere else. They went. There was nothing. There was nothing that needed to happen in this episode. He met someone and learned he trusted him. He met a junkyard lady who was just an annoying character that's never needed to be seen again. When we have cool characters like Nick Nolte who showed up and killed it with that awesome character of like the farmer. How can you compare those two? They're just completely the complete opposite. One's an amazing character. You're like, I want to learn more about this character. Oh, we don't get to? He's going off and that's it? Wow, I'll miss you. That was cool. Versus, I'm a crazy junkyard lady. Yeah, I got my Ripley hair. Isn't that cool, nerds? So anyway, huge eye roll for me. This was a cringe episode. Very disappointed that I didn't like it more. What do you guys think? Do you hear anything I'm saying? Go check out that Nerd Wars. Dick Masterson, my God, I hate you. You've now tainted some of my opinions, and your timing couldn't have been better because now the tropeness of the show is starting to take real shape. So screw you for ruining my experience today. I wonder if I would have liked it more. No, I think I still would have noticed these problems. I probably wouldn't have been as upset because I think he just verbalized the fact that this is a TV show. This is totally a TV show, and it's starting to become a very monotonous. What's the point? Why? What are we doing here? It's just nostalgia now to a point of slow walking around in nostalgia. It is slowly becoming The Walking Dead, but with cool Star Wars props around it. So instead of just walking in boring fields, they're like, let's do Walking Dead where they walk around a bunch, but we'll put Star Wars characters there. So that way people are distracted. Is that what's happening? Am I crazy? Did anyone else get those vibes? Have I turned any of you to sort of look at this and go, okay, this isn't a good sign. I want to hear your thoughts. Be fair, but let's be nice. Down in the comments below or hit me up on social media at Andy Signor. And like I said, watch the Nerd Wars. The playlist is here. Look for Is the Mandalorian Bad for Disney? Man, he would have a good argument today. Also watch my new show, Roast Reactions. It's a lot of fun. I'd really love the help to get some more views on these because a lot of time I'm trying to do more edited, more real formats and stuff instead of just always talking. I'm still going to talk when I feel passionate like now, but I'm trying to give you formats. So I really would be grateful for your support. So go check them back. Come back, watch us again, check them both. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll be back with more content this weekend. Enjoy. Bye-bye.